This is definitely not a good idea if you want to keep your feet from being screwed up, and it's the reason that my legs have been in pain for a few months now. This is what I think about barefoot running. I came across this idea of running without shoes on from listening to my favourite man, Joe Rogan. A great man most of you probably already know about, with the most popular podcast of all time, the JRE, or Joe Rogan Experience. He's regularly talking about the same old shit all the time, like chimps, jiu-jitsu, DMT, the Cash App, and eating elk for dinner. But recently, he's mentioned this barefoot running thing.
The only way to do it. It really is the only way to run. Those other ways are like the way that they developed for that thick-heeled running shoe way where you're landing on heel
Air
first.
Max or whatever.
It's terrible for your knees. Your knees aren't mechanically designed that way.
Supposedly, it's the natural way to run, which kind of makes sense. I mean, we weren't evolved with shoes on, were we? The cavemen most certainly didn't run around hunting animals with Nike Air Maxes on. They ran barefoot. The idea at first sounded stupid to me. I mean, you're probably thinking we created shoes so that our feet would be cushioned when walking and running and make it a lot more comfortable. Why the hell would I want to sacrifice that, look like an idiot, and run around on my toes?
Why?
Turns out there's actually some science behind it.
Studies suggest that landing on your forefoot is the most effective running style, as it allows the arch of your foot to act as a natural shock absorber.
By being a forefoot runner, that allows you to actually engage your ankle as you're landing, so you're cushioning your landing much more, and that should take some pressure off the knee and hip joint.
I mean, it makes sense. I actually spent at least 2.5 minutes thinking about it, and I realised, when you look at a horse, or a cheetah, or a rabbit, or anything, their heels are off the ground. They are naturally the hinge that our forefoot is supposed to be supported by. If that doesn't make any sense to you with me explaining it, then just look at this extremely detailed evolutionary morph picture that I've made.
Wow.
See? Science. So the next time I went to the gym, I thought I'd give it a go. I wanted to figure out the technique, so I looked in the only place that I knew would give me answers. YouTube. Run faster, land on the balls of your feet. You know how it goes. I stepped on the treadmill, took my shoes off, and realised straight away I had just cast myself into the league of people that wear 5-finger shoes. The people that do capoeira, ride to work in full spandex, and the ones that jump around like crazy people on the cables doing weird functional shit. It was embarrassing. Nonetheless, I started off at walking pace, really trying to perfect the form and make sure I was landing on my foot properly. I increased the speed gradually, getting up to a slow jog. It wasn't that hard, and it actually felt alright. Dare I say, it felt natural. After a few minutes, I thought I'd see what it's like at a sprint. Up the speed, and I ran. I was a gazelle, running after its prey. My legs became these springs, and I was gliding with this new power that I had obtained. And then, I stopped. Feeling not that bad, and quite confident with what I'd done, even though I probably looked like an idiot. Now the next day, I realised what muscles I'd been recruiting. I had severe, and I mean severe soreness in my calves and random muscles in my feet that I'd never felt pain from before. It was a reminder that these are the muscles we're supposed to use, but shoes prevent us from doing that. So I kept on doing it for at least 5 minutes at the gym each time I went, and I kept getting pains in different areas, but gradually it became more bearable and I became more confident. Then I did something that was completely stupid, which I don't advise anyone doing. It was a lovely sunny day in my hometown, and I thought I'd go for a run in the outdoors. You know, take in the fresh air. Of course, I thought, why not do it barefoot? I took my shoes and socks off and mapped out this quick 1-mile circuit right next to my house. I stepped onto the concrete and I could feel it. I had that ground sensation and feedback I never normally have. I walked at a good speed to correct my form, and I also realised every now and again there was a stone big enough to hurt, but I could power through that. And then I ran. I felt good. I was running effectively and had good form, and I finished the mile. Now, walking back to my house, I was quite happy with myself for actually doing it. But then I noticed a trail of blood behind me. Now this is where it all went wrong. I looked down at my feet, turned them over to see the soles, and noticed I had 7, and I mean 7 blisters. 2 of which were huge blood blisters, and one of those popped leaving the trail. There was basically one for each toe, and I could feel some sort of blister underneath the pad of my foot as well. Only my left pinky survived the ordeal unscathed. Gradually, the pain set in and the inability to walk became reality. It was terrible. I literally couldn't walk on the soles of my feet for about a week. Now, whatever you do, don't run on concrete with no protection on your feet because you saw something on Joe Rogan. I don't even know what I was thinking.
Freaking idiot.
Since then, I've done it a few more times, but only on a treadmill, which won't fuck my feet up. That way, the only pain I'd experience would be good pain, functional pain. Other than that one circumstance, my feet are actually stronger than they've ever been, and I swear, my calves have grown, and we all know that they are the hardest place to add mass. But I haven't really carried on. I like shoes. I fell back into the comfort trap, and I like the way they feel on my precious toes, knowing there's a barrier between my skin and that painful, destructive ground. But I do understand why it's become a weird craze amongst runners, and I get the science and the benefits behind it, and if you genuinely stick with it, I admire you. Barefoot running does get a thumbs up from me. If you do it smartly, you can really reap the benefits from it. But you'll look like an idiot, and you'll experience pain. Especially if you're as big of an idiot as I was. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. If not, whatever. I'll get over it.